So today I come from my psychiatrist. The reason I'm doing this video is because I want to tell everyone how much I love this woman and what a blessing she has been in my life. And on days like this, like you can do anything, like you can swear at me, you can be mean. I won't care because I have just seen my favorite doctor in the whole world. Like sometimes I wish she did everything. I've been seeing her for the past 14 years, 3 attempted suicides, and she has been there for me. Firstly, I would also like to be grateful for the privilege and blessing of being able to afford medical aid. Well, I met her when I was going to Tara Hospital. It's a psychiatric, it's a tertiary hospital for mental illness, and I met her in 2011. It was a suicide that I was in ICU for a few days, and then since then I've been with her. And the reason why I will always vouch for her, and that's why I say I wish she was not only in psychiatry, she was everything. Like she was a physician, a gastroenterologist, everything, is because, and I'm not speaking for myself on this one, she sees you, she's seen me as they get saying, like the depth of my heart, who I really am before the mental illness. And it's rare to get such doctors sometimes, especially when you don't have a choice or you are very limited in terms of finances, because I know there are medical aids that you can still have medical aid, but then it will not cover that doctor. But then now I've always wanted her to be my doctor. Like even now I'm on Discovery. I'm new on Discovery. The first thing I asked was, can you please check if Dr. Naicker is it's part of your doctor? And they said yes, and that's why I went for her. I don't care about all the other doctors, but then I just want to appreciate her. And guys, if you see me, and people are going like, yo, you don't look like you have mental illness, you don't look like it's because of her. And obviously my part that I'm playing in taking care of my mental health by taking care of myself, my mental illness, by taking my meds, going to therapy, mental health coping skills, mental illness coping skills. She has been a doctor that before she treated the illness, she treated the character. Like even today, we were speaking about my son, and she was asking me how my son is doing in school, and I said, he's in the top 10. And she said, yeah, of course, you are his mother, you are very smart, it's just that you don't want to do things, you are lazy. And it takes a certain type of person, especially if they are not close to you, like they're not your friends or your family. It takes a special kind of person to see that in you, because generally when people look at you, what you tell them is what they take. And for them to get to know the depth of you is for them to be with you every single day and get to know your character. And I'm not talking about personality, because that can change over time. The personality is very fickle. But then, and she has made me unleash things like the things about my life, about myself, that I never thought I'd be able to realize. And I look back and I'm like, I was never gonna find that out if Dr. Naicker didn't prod me to say, Deki, please look deeper, you can do this. And she's always said to me, no matter what anybody says, I know I am the best psychiatrist in the world because you are my best project. Yes, I am her best project, because we always just go just like 2 seconds of memory lane. And she says to me, I can't believe this is where you are, but I am not surprised. Although the first few years when I saw you, like mental illness was showing you flames, and somebody else would have given up on you, especially because you're so rebellious and you're so angry that you've got mental illness. But I was patient with you because I see your heart. And she always says to me, your heart is more beautiful than your than your face. And what she's saying is that my heart physically is beautiful. Meaning this is not pretty. My heart is prettier than me. And another thing that to highlight to people how close her and I are and what a big role she plays in my life is that when I was pregnant, I found out with her. My husband was the second person to know. And how that happened is that when you're on certain mental illness psych meds, there are certain medications that are very dangerous if you had to have a baby. So I was on a epileptic, I was on some epileptic meds. So when my husband and I got like serious, and then she was saying, are you planning on having a child? And I said no. So every month when I saw her, oh, by the way, in private, in public, you don't get to see doctors every month. You will see them maybe 3 months or 6 months, but because I am me, she used to, I used to see her every month. But she said that I need to keep a close eye on you because you are so volatile. So I used to see her, and every time I went, she would go like, let's take a pregnancy test in case you are pregnant, because if you become pregnant and you do not change your meds, your child can come out disabled. So that month I went, it's like, let's taste. And then I tasted and I found out I still have the pregnancy test. I found out that I was pregnant. But overall, it's her, and she takes a lot of leave right now. When she was still in public, she didn't have leave. How? And I said to her, listen, you were on holiday. You were on holiday last week. And she says, yeah, in August, my son is going, it's his school holidays. I won't be here. I'm like, but Dr. Naicker, you came yesterday. You came back yesterday. So why must you go on leave? So we were laughing that when she was still in public, she couldn't do that. And I said to her, as much as it was so hard for me when you left public, but seeing you here with your own office, taking leave, being able to go on holiday 10 times a year, that is what you deserve because of the work that you do. And for you, I think some people say, yeah, she's in psychiatry. I don't know if it's got money, but and you do it because you are so passionate about people. She's as passionate about the study, but also very passionate about the person, because when she speaks to you, she doesn't, like, I looked at when she was still in public, like the way she would communicate with, interact with us, you could see that this person, we all encounter a different part of her because of who she becomes when she starts interacting with you as a patient. And she doesn't call people by patients, she calls people by names. And there was a lady after she left, because I couldn't just move to private with her. I stayed with Tara. We had to do a very neat adjustment when I had to go to a private. There was a lady, and she said, because we were all distraught, and she said, I will never forget that lady. I love her so much, because when they couldn't find out what was wrong with me, she's the one who found out that I had cancer. So you can just imagine, you can just understand when I say I love her. I love her, mainly because she doesn't see me as a patient or as the saying who has mental illness. She studies your character, and then when she talks to you, she talks to the depth of who you are, the essence of what makes your character. And I just love that about her. And yes, I'm in a good mood, so even if you piss me off, it won't really work. Maybe on Friday, because I'll still also be in a good mood even tomorrow. Oh, and she said, yeah, you must stop coming here like you're going to clean the garden. You must always look this nice. I'm like, yeah, I try. But yeah. Oh, and she says that I'm losing weight, and I'm also happy about that. And if she says I'm losing weight, I know I'm losing weight. And yes, she's changed some of my meds. I'm happy. I'm gonna start new meds, but I'm hoping the side effects are not going to be horrible. So yes, I'm telling you about my favorite psychiatrist, Dr. Naicker from Akiso Randburg. Ta-da!